GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to Boliga, where no show has gone before. Live long and prosper, bitches. Fun! Convention news.
Joel on True Boys and Girls, men and women, those that don't know what you are. This is Gettysburg 7, coming to you live from the floor of Star Trek Las Vegas 2016, the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. To my left, your right, she's now wearing her Scarlett O'Hara Gone with the Wind frumpy frilly dress. It's Terry.
I just don't know what to do with myself.
And our special guest is...
Rico Anderson, who never knows what to do with himself.
And he's wearing just a loincloth with a tribble covering each nipple.
Exactly. Or am I just very hairy? That's for that's for the imagination of the radio world.
Cy Sperling is following him around.
You guys may remember we got to interview Rico once before when he were about to take part, or actually just released the Renegades film that had come out. And by the way, congratulations. We haven't talked to you since it came out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Such a positive reaction to it.
Yes.
We really did. We got to see it here last year after the convention. So it was really fun and it was really kind of cool, except you were all in makeup.
I was covered from head to chin in prosthetics. And yeah, people lie when they say they recognize me in that thing, because I'm like, there's no way on God's green earth you recognize me.
It's like saying you recognize Idris Elba before the change in the new movie.
Exactly. No, you didn't. It's like, come on, give me a break.
All right, so because we all are curious, how long were you in the makeup chair every day?
4 hours, at least 4 hours. By the time they got done, it got it to about maybe 2:45, but usually about 4 hours in the chair. But let me tell you, I loved every minute of it. It's one of those things where, you know, actors challenges, and you know, you're up for the challenge. Plus, I was really excited about the fact that I got cast in Star Trek, and nothing could go wrong. Nothing could piss me off. Nothing could make me hot. Nothing could make me uncomfortable. It was all good.
Now, some actors have said that they don't mind the makeup chair so much in the long process like that because it helps them get into character. Did you find that for yourself?
I did. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, the clothes make the man. It really helped me feel like, in a lot of ways, an alien, you know, and it challenged me a lot, especially the teeth. Wearing the teeth, because a couple of things. First of all, those teeth were very sharp. They actually were sharp. I cut my tongue a couple of times. But second of all, they didn't really adhere to my gums like they were supposed to. Not from glue, but because like you have to wet them in some hot water, and then they kind of like mold to your. But they kept getting a little loose, so there was the challenge of keeping them in the mouth while you're talking, while you're acting. But it did help with the character, because the frustration of me doing that helped with the frustration of who my character was. So it was kind of art imitating life, but it was also real life, me being pissed off that. And maybe I was a little too overly paranoid. I trusted the teeth, but you know.
Yeah, well, I understand that. So we got by the way, I was very excited to see Rico here. We've never been able to meet in person. I was so excited to see your face, but also to sit down and I got to congratulate you. I know you got a new ad. Commercial coming up. We know we can't talk about it, but can you go tell me a little bit about what it's like to go through the process of auditioning for these things now?
Well, you know, it's the basic process of you have an agent who submits you, and the cool thing about it is, especially for commercials, especially for large commercials from large companies or corporations, you have over like 5,000 submissions. And from those 5,000 submissions, they're doing like maybe 3 sets of auditions. And from those 3 sets of auditions, they narrow it down to, you know, the best 5 or 6 people that they like. In this case, it was about, I think, 4 or 5 of us. And that was it. Over 5,000 submissions. And we're all sitting up in the callback room and looking at each other, and we're going in there and trying to throw our thing down one last time and see who picks it up and goes, hey, and
Well,
chosen one.
well, congratulations on that, because I do understand the process. I do understand the amount of work that it takes and just the amount of frustration it can bring.
It can be very frustrating because you just never know which way they go. Sometimes you're not getting the part for a variety of reasons. It's not always because of your acting. Sometimes it's because, and this it's a running joke in the industry, but sometimes you look like somebody's ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend, or, this other person just has a better look, or they have a better expression, or they just said this word just a tiny little better. Sometimes it's just factors that you can't. I mean, I've walked out of auditions swearing up and down that I just nailed it. There's no way on God's green earth that I won't get the part. And I don't even get a call back, So a lot of times it's a numbers game, and you just have to kind of go in there with the understanding that it's not always you. And, you have fun with it. In acting, one of the things that I feel like you should always do is play the part as if it's going to be the only time you're ever going to play the part in that audition, because it very well may be. But if you're blessed enough and lucky enough, you'll get to come back in the callback and do it again. And if you're even luckier, you get to book the part.
I recently saw an old tape. Well, it's like a couple of years old, of Peter Dinklage giving a graduation commencement speech at his alma mater. And he was talking about he was 29 when he finally left the office job and said, I'm going to do this. And he said the day that you feel the absolute worst about the business and that you want to quit is the day you get up the next day and go for another audition.
I would say that that's true. I mean, because at that point you don't care. It's not that you don't care, but you don't go in there with the expectations and the frustration. You're still determined, but you're kind of, it's almost more natural now because you're just kind of saying, okay, I'm just going to do it. And usually that's when it comes out the best. I remember this interview that I think it was Nicholas Meyer did about William Shatner in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. And there was a part of him and Khan, and he was saying over and over again, here it comes, when Khan's like, bring me the Genesis stuff. And apparently he did it all sorts of different Shatner ways, and eventually Nicholas Meyer had him do it so many times. That last time is the scene that you see in the movie where he's just like, here it comes. And he did it because he did it so many times he was just tired. But it was the most natural, and 20-some years later, we still buy it. So that's basically what it is,
What are your favorite genres, or is Shakespeare a love that you love to do, or what is it you really love to do?
Obviously I love to do sci-fi. I mean, I grew up with it ever since I was a kid, and to be able to actually perform it, it's been a blessing to actually perform it on film, on TV, as well as even in audio, and even on stage. It's been a great. I've pretty much been able to cover all mediums in that respect. But I also love drama, and I love comedy, and I love comedy even more because I didn't even think that my career was going to be based off of doing comedy. I actually thought I was going to be doing more drama, and my career was going to be more defined by that. I ended up doing more comedies than I realized I would ever do. You just don't know in this business. So, harder? You know what? It is harder because you're never trying to be funny. You're just trying to be natural, and somehow or another, the funny has to come out. It's one of those things. It's kind of like with Naked Gun. They cast Leslie Nielsen in it, and he was a dramatic actor for years. But that, in a way, is what made it funny, because minus a few little facial expressions and stuff that he did, the dry humor and the way things are said, it's that type of comedy that it's kind of like you just throw it away, but you're dying laughing on the floor. So and as I learned over the years, and I've taken classes and things like that, I've learned to appreciate it, and somehow or another I did some things right, because I've done some great comedies and had a great time doing it.
So we're going to switch get back to Star Trek a little bit, because I could see it in your eyes. We talked about it. We could see it doing, tell me you saw Beyond.
I did.
Okay, I need to hear. What did you think?
I loved it. Honestly, I really did love it. I love the nods to parts of the Star Trek franchise, the 50th anniversary. I personally, I thought it was the best one since the 2009 one. I mean, I did not hate Into Darkness, but I think it's safe to assume that we all had our little, concerns about Into Darkness, and that's okay. But I thought Beyond was fun. It was it was very much fast paced, but it also had a lot of heart, a lot of depth, and it touched into a lot of things, and it also touched into a lot of things that we remember from previous shows and films, and I think it's safe to assume that everybody's heartstrings got tugged, at the end. And I don't know, should I even spoilers at this point? Okay, all right. I was gonna say if you haven't seen it by now, but at the end when Zachary Quinto's Spock pulls out the picture of our crew, it was just like they did it. They did it. Yeah, they got me, man.
He's stirred up too.
They got me. I loved it.
Two things really struck me in that movie. One, there was so much for Anton to do, and then it brought even more home how tragic that bizarre way that he died was, because that pairing of him with Kirk was, the young ensign stuck with the captain, and he's smart and he's helping and he comes up with a lot of solutions. And the other one was, we have a new heroine in Jayla.
We do.
There wasn't any of that double crossing or any of that. It was so nice to just have a character play out.
All right. So my question now for you is, what projects are you working on, if anything?
I'm working on a few things. I'm working on a new short, a new sci-fi short by Tommy Kraft, the creator of Horizon.
Oh my God, we all just went.
Yeah. I love Tommy, and I'm excited to actually work with him in person. I shot Horizon in San Diego, my scene for Horizon, but Tommy was still in Michigan, so we worked from afar together. We worked together from afar. Would that be a better? Okay. And but now I'm going to be flying to Michigan next weekend, and I'm going to be working on Runaway, and it's a great sci-fi piece, and I'm one of the stars of the movie. It also stars two of the other actors from Horizon. Yeah, and I'm really excited for that. And
that's fantastic news, because we've been thrilled. We were all thrilled with Horizon. We thought it was such a great piece, wonderfully made, tons of love. You can tell it from the very beginning. And to know that you're still moving forward with Tommy on other projects is really good news.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best directors I've ever worked with. He's just got a brilliant mind, and he has an eye for sci-fi, and I like that. I like, it's smart sci-fi. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for you guys to see.
Okay, I have a series of questions for you.
Now, he's been through this once before.
I know.
I'm ready. I'm sitting down.
If given the chance now, a year later, and you were given the green light to kill any canon character, and it sticks, they ain't coming back, who you killing off and why?
And you're gonna get me to piss off CBS and Paramount. If I were to kill off any canon character, and you're saying they stay dead, they stay gone?
There's no timelines bringing this one back.
Man. With all due respect, I would want to see a storyline where they killed off Q.
This is the first Q answer we've ever received. Wow.
Think of the storyline and how that could really show just how much of an effect that could have. I mean, Q being so omnipotent and so powerful, we could get so many glimpses into just how powerful he is, how something like that would really affect the balance of the universe, and how it may be a thing where his presence in the universe is needed more than it was realized. The death of Q I think it would be huge.
I need this in my life. You've just spawned 1,000 fanfic writers. You do understand that, right?
I hope it happens. I mean, I hope it. Listen, with all due respect to John DeLancey and all others, and who picked up the mantle, it would be an awesome storyline.
See, and that's the reason why we asked the question, because it's all about character and storytelling, and we really wanted to make, and that's exactly the kind of answer we want. It went with thought, and the reasons why a death isn't necessarily a bad thing to do to your characters, writers. You get it?
Yeah, and we've had every answer from Dayton Ward said he pitched a Picard death story.
Really?
Yeah.
He wanted to kill off Picard, so yeah.
And he pitched it for one of his books.
I mean, the fact that, they killed off Shatner, we almost had a riot in the fan community. But I think it would be pretty bad for if Picard, suddenly met his demise as well. Now you got me wanting to write that story itself.
Please do.
I mean, look, minus the fact that we have like certain guidelines in place, it actually doesn't affect writing, and it doesn't affect audio series as well. It was said right there by the gentleman who did the interview. So.
Well, I'm saying it here and now. Whatever the G&T show can do to help that make it a reality, we will be there for you.
Well, you guys got the scoop, and you guys got the first bit of announcement. I don't want to say it's breaking news, but who knows? Maybe I will write it. I have a few different great Star Trek ideas that I would love to put on paper, and I love audiobooks, and I love the audio series that have come out.
We're real big.
Yeah.
Mike over there, our producer, does. It's called Gates at Stoker.
Oh.
It's a Klingon audio drama.
Really? Yeah. I might have to talk to this guy. I love doing it. I'm a voiceover actor also, so I mean it's something.
BLBProductions.com.
BLB Production. Okay, all right.
Little Beaver, that's us.
Okay, okay. I like it.
I was driving home from work one day, and Mike had said something. Wow, we are busy little beavers. And the next day, driving home from work, I said,
okay.
I called Terry, and I said, is there a Busy Little Beaver Productions? She looked it all up. She said, no, there is now.
Grab it, right? I ain't mad at you.
Well, Rico, I can't thank you enough for stopping by and surprising me. Oh, you do? Oh, this is awesome. Oh, you do.
No. What the hell is your workout regimen?
Well, let's just say this. Since January, I lost about 25 pounds. And that was like a 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 of just like pure cardio. And obviously, but it's also watching what you eat. I mean, it's 80% diet and 20% exercise, and it's true. I mean, but I try to eat as organic as possible, and I just try to take care of myself. As you get older, you start to realize, there's certain things you can't eat, certain things you can't eat, and it's not easy for everybody. But I try my best, and just try to keep it going. I do a lot of push-ups also.
And I can tell you right now, he does a lot of push-ups. It's nice.
Trying to keep it sexy in Hollywood. It's not easy, but
yeah. And for those of you who thinks it's women only, you're dead wrong. The men have to go through this too.
It's not easy for anybody. I mean, as you get older, it becomes harder to do it, and but it's not impossible. It's just a matter of just keeping on trying and doing your best, and and sometimes the clothes help too, because depending on what kind of clothes you're wearing.
He's looking fine. I just have to say, he's looking fine, like a scant. Yeah. What do you? Scant.
There you go.
It's frightening.
Wait, but you're rocking it. You're rocking it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, if Star Trek said it was okay, then why not? At least for one season, right?
Yeah, one season.
From the floor of Star Trek Las Vegas 2016, the 50th anniversary. For Rico.
E. Anderson.
For Terry.
Live long and prosper.
Joe Lontrue, bitches.
Music for the GNT show is provided by 5-Year Mission, Enterprise Blues Band, Warp 11, Andrew Allen, and Greth Thor. The GNT show is a BLB production.
Move ahead, walk factor 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And we make this a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. a zero G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobayashi. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends with aliens. To Boligo where no man's gone before. Space heavy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero G community. To Boligo where no man's gone before. Space happy. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero G